guys, it is November 16th and we are back in a blind tonight with my brother and my niece Kenley. We are, it's actually Youth Day here in Maryland, and we're hoping to make a repeat of last year when she shot her first deer and her first buck that night. So we went out this morning and seen like 6 different bucks and a bunch of does. It was just chaos right out the gate, so we never did get to do an interview. And we seen a buck that she wanted to shoot this morning. It's just this tall, tight 8-point. He never gave her a shot opportunity. He stayed out about 240 yards and he ended up working down to the woods. So hopefully, we got in here earlier, like 1:30. Hopefully he works his way back up from the woods and is able to give her a shot. So, but if not, I'm sure there'll be plenty of other shot opportunities with other deer. So we're gonna sit back and enjoy the night, and hopefully we'll be celebrating when we catch back up to you guys. So stay tuned, and we'll see what happens.
That's a good buck.
Nice deer, bro.
What do you think?
Holding up.
What do you think? That's a good one, ain't it?
Well, as you can see, we did have some luck this morning, as Joey said. It's pretty hot this morning. Bunch of does, little bucks. It slowed down a lot. Like, we were sitting there in the hut, and I looked over at Joe. I said, "What we got to lose?" So I grabbed the horns. I hit them together for a while, and I told my daughter Kenley, I said, "If there's one in here, he'll be around." Well, we sat there, 5-10 minutes went by. I just happened to see a deer coming off the hill, and I threw my binoculars up, and all I said was, "Good buck, Kenley, good buck, Kenley." And I said, "He's getting ready to come through this cedar thicket." Well, she stood up. We were getting her ready. Sure enough, he popped out of the cedar thicket, and there stood a one-horn spike. He ran him off. Finally got her calmed down on the deer. I told her, I said, "Take your time, squeeze the trigger." And sure enough, when she shot, I mean, he kind of flinched, like, you know, shot over his back, and I'm sitting there in my head like, oh, man. But after we rewinded the tape and looked at it, she made a great shot. Couldn't be more proud of her. He run about 20-25 yards, and that's where he laid. But like I said, she's impressed me through the years. Like I said, I couldn't be more proud. Guess now we'll see what rifle season brings. Thank you.
Good afternoon, and welcome back to Midwest Whitetail, the East Show. It is Saturday, November 16th, and we are back out here at Old Faithful. We are in my dad's blind. We actually made a sit this morning right here in my dad's blind. Overall, pretty good hunt. Same story as always out here, several does and fawns. We did have looked like to be like a 2.5, 3.5, probably would have been 8-point buck, but one side of his main beam was broke off. Come out and kind of push some does around, so that was pretty fun to watch. Had a couple more does and fawns come out, and then also had a spike we've been seeing out here come out and push the does around a little bit. But overall, pretty good hunt this morning. We didn't hear very many shots this morning, so that's always a plus. We're back out here this afternoon. I do have good news. The buck that we are now calling Walker, which is the wide 8, but we got a video of him over on the vine scrape yesterday afternoon about 5:15. So that's the number one target, but as always, out here you just never know what's gonna come rolling through during the rut. We're gonna sit back, relax, and whatever we see this afternoon, we're gonna bring it to you. But as always, thanks for tuning into Midwest Whitetail, the East Show. get blood here.
All right, guys, well, here he is. We filmed this buck on November 10th, last Sunday. He came out with about 5 to 10 minutes left or so of legal. I was able to get the gun on him, got the camera on him. He was standing behind some standing corn though, so I couldn't really get a good look at him. I went home that night, reviewed the footage on the computer, saw this little nub right here on his left main beam, and I knew it was this buck. He's been hitting our vine scrape that we set up in the summer almost every night, and knew that he was a good looking buck and definitely a shooter in our area. We hunted yesterday afternoon. We saw anywhere between 16, 18 different does and fawns or so. And then about 35 minutes or so, this buck decided to come out. He kind of hit a scrape right out in front of us. He was around 90, 95 yards or so away. He came out right by the water trough, the soft side RedNeck Blind that we've been sitting in. And from there, it kind of got a little bit stressful in the blind. I had 2 does and a fawn 5 to 10 yards right under the blind, and they were just staring at it. And I wasn't able to open the window that we were filming out of. So we were filming out of a tinted window. Was able to get the other side of the window open, got the camera on him. By that point, he was standing pretty broadside, about 85 yards or so. As I went back to the camera and came back to the gun, he moved back to about another 15 or 20 yards or so back behind the water trough. I was able to get the gun out the window and put that R3 Bushnell scope on him. It really worked well in the low light conditions. Pulled the trigger and of course smoke went everywhere. I do know the deer took off immediately at the point of impact. I rewatched the footage on the camera and I wasn't very excited to see what I saw. I knew I hit the deer low and back, let the sun go all the way down. After about 45 minutes or so in the dark, got down, went and looked for blood, couldn't find anything, so I backed out. I had my dad meet me out here, and that's where we kind of went back to the point of impact and we were able to find some blood. We didn't really find a whole lot of blood. It was just a lot of nickels and dime sized drops, so I was not thinking that it was a lethal shot. As we were going, blood started to dry up. We got about 30 or 40 yards or so. We couldn't find any more blood. Just kind of walked the trail that he was traveling on, and sure enough, there he was laying in the leaves. Very excited to have this whitetail. We had 2 really good hunts. Been able to film this buck. Very excited to bring you this deer here from southern middle Tennessee. Moving forward, that leaves us with the white 8 out here that we can still chase. I really hope my dad gets an opportunity at that buck. Look forward to the rest of the season. But as always, thank you for tuning into Midwest Whitetail, the E Show.